Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Weight Watcher Cape Cod Woman on YouTube and Pearls of Wisdom and Food on Facebook. And I just got back from my walk and I have a dilemma. I'm running out of videos because I guess with all of my here, there, and everywheres, I haven't been able to bank them like I used to. So I got home from my walk now and I have to be at work in 1 hour. And so it's going to be a rush and dash, but I wanted to get this out. I was listening to a podcast, and it's with Abel James, the fat-burning man, who is just such a gentle soul. He's articulate, he's honest, he has so much integrity. And yes, he eats meat. And he says he eats a 70% vegan diet. And of course, that is a laugh, but it's true. And I suppose mine would be too, because, at the end of the day, I'm not having much more than 5 ounces of a meat. The rest of any animal protein that I get is like an egg or a piece of cheese or the yogurt. So anyway, he was interviewing, and I'm not going to say his name yet, he was interviewing a man that is in recovery from alcoholism, like I am, and he is now he eats a vegan diet. And he has many podcasts and a book and all kinds of good stuff. But he was talking about being blessed, and I find myself a member of that tribe because he got sober and then for 10 years ate junk, and he talks about his moments of clarity. His 2 moments of clarity was one about his alcoholism, and he sought to be in recovery from it. The next moment of clarity was when he came home from doing something at 1 in the morning with a bag of Jack in the Box burgers. He's a corporate lawyer at the time. His wife and 4 children all asleep, and he's just pounding these burgers. And he goes to go to bed, and he gets halfway up the stairs, and he has to stop. He can't breathe. And he is a young man, and he's sober, and he thinks, wow, I've got it all. I've got sobriety. I'm a corporate lawyer. So he has money. They build a house. They've got 4 kids. He has a wife, and now he can't breathe. And he's not even 40 years old. So that was his second moment of clarity. And one of the things that I find for me, and a lot of you were finding it for yourself as well, is that your personal transformation isn't like me eating junk, eating crap for all those years with no conscience, with just unconscious eating, to let's just say fast forward to me to Weight Watchers, where I'm still eating processed foods, fat-free, low-fat, and wheat products, and their Weight Watcher desserts and things like that, to where I am now, which is high-fat, low-carb. Not high-protein, high-fat, low-carb. And each one of these steps is baby steps. You don't get from here to passing go and collecting your $200. You don't jump from Mediterranean over to Boardwalk or Park Place and then move your little car a couple of inches to the collect $200 place. You just don't. There are so many little baby steps along the way. And I guess being in 12-step programs all my life, not all my life, but for 35 years of my 65, actually 40 years of my 65, has taught me that it's all about baby steps. And some of you, if you watch some of my earlier videos, my food finds are processed foods, are foods with wheat, are foods that are low fat and low carb or fat-free, and high fructose corn syrup, and even some artificial sugars, which, just the thought of them today. And so the baby steps that I'm taking, even if you watched a video a month ago of where I was having something, I recently gave up Organic Valley full-fat heavy cream, because part of it was the carrageenan And the other part was I was mixing my bulletproof coffees with coconut milk and finding that it was still the right color, because that's important to me. I need that, that saddle brown color, not the dark saddle, but the light color. And I that was important to me, the visual. And as far as the taste goes, I didn't notice not having the heavy cream, so I was figuring, well, okay. And then White Wave, also known as Silk Products, and a few of their subsidiaries, has announced that they're removing the carrageenan from their food line. And thank you, Food Babe. You did it. And there was a big posting on my Facebook page all about it. And so baby steps, baby steps. Would I ever drink heavy cream again? Who knows? But without the carrageenan, a good, it's a possibility. But the baby steps are just that. And, as I've learned as I go, I'm not telling you to do what I do. You have to find what your gut, your head, your heart, and your lifestyle say works for you. And if what works for you is getting up in the morning and having a bowl of grape nuts with skim milk, and it's still working for you, who am I? There was a point that was working for me too. My Kashi cereals, and then I switched to almond milk, and then somebody here said, Dina, who has guided me, she's further down the road, and she always has great suggestions for me, said, why are you drinking almond milk and not coconut milk? I don't know. I thought almond milk was okay. So I switched to coconut milk, and at that point the silk almond milk had carrageenan, so I only did Almond Breeze, or maybe it was the other way around. One of them has carrageenan. And so even shopping in Whole Foods, you will find that dubious, suspicious ingredient in a lot of their foods. And so I'm sure they're getting heavy pressure with their stuff as well. But to get to your personal performance optimum, you have to discover what works for you. For some people, they can't go near dairy. For some people, they don't want to go near dairy. For some people, they can't have cheese. For some people, they don't want to eat eggs. For some people, they're happy with egg whites, even though they're missing most of the nutrients in the yolk. For some people, no meat, no way, no how. For some people, they're still having either still-cut oats or some, non-wheat grain, and they're okay with that in their personal performance. Their gut and their head says, this is a lifesaver for me. And so I understand that, because I have some gluten-free pumpkin waffles in my freezer. I've had them once. I think I'll have 3 more servings from them before it's gone. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Will I eat those 3 servings? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I love my maple syrup, my organic maple syrup, so it was a nice way to have it. And my organic maple syrup has gone from like having literally 3/4 of a cup when I would eat it to very happy with even less than 1/4 of a cup. So some amazing things can happen. For some people, they can tolerate sugar. For some people, they couldn't live without their yellow, pink, or blue packets for now. And the point is that where you're at for now is what could be important. Sorry, I'm at 150 degrees. So you need to see where you are now, where your feet are, which is, how this man talked about his recovery. And that's what I've learned in my 12-step recovery, is look down at your feet. That's where you are right now. There's no sense in worrying about how you're going to get through Thanksgiving, the first, November 10th. No sense in worrying about that. It's, 2.5 weeks away. So what you need to worry about is, what are you doing today? How is the food that you ate yesterday sitting with you? Are you regular in the bathroom? Does that make a difference? Does that mean that you need more plant-based foods? Are you, how is your head? How is your brain fog? Have you tried a bulletproof coffee and found that, wow, this is totally satisfying? For me, one of my longest term friends of all locally, texted me yesterday and, she was asking about some of my food choices. And I told her that I guess she started to watch my videos, and she said, why two naked weigh-ins? And I told her the two naked weigh-ins are because, like, well, first of all, I'm eating fat and I feel full and I'm loving it and I'm not gaining weight. So, like, for me, this is my personal optimal best performance as far as, like, my expectations of what I eat and the size that I wear and things like that. The vanity part, as well as the physical part. Those two naked weigh-ins keep me in check for starters. And, I haven't gained since I've been on the full fat, low carb. And that keeps me, watching. And it's like, it's holy moly, I can eat fat, feel satisfied, and not gain weight. This is absolutely amazing. How's your bloat doing? Is what you ate yesterday keeping you bloated today? Is there something that you could look at in your choice from yesterday that maybe might get rid of the bloat? Instead of watching something like, not instead of, but like, watching Dr. Oz and getting 10 tips on how not to have bloat. Does any of that make any sense to you? Does that work in your food plan? Or does giving up something like maybe wheat help? I find now on my high fat, low carb that eating broccoli is deadly. All of a sudden, I have a gas belly. I never did before. It's organic broccoli, and I'm having it with organic grass-fed butter. And all of a sudden, it affects me. Am I going to give it up? Oh no. I love my steamed gently, that bright, beautiful green broccoli, organic broccoli, with my grass-fed butter. That's my go-to at 4 o'clock when I work until 5 a couple of days a week. And why do I have that? Because it works for me, and yet it's another nice green vegetable. It's going to keep me regular. It's loaded with stuff because I didn't make it look like an army green limp thing. I love my crisp, I want to crunch it. I want it to have as many nutrients as it can retain. So finding your personal performance best might have a lot to do with yesterday. What you ate, if you exercised, did you sleep, did you get enough water? Did you drink so much coffee that you don't even know what having no brain fog but not being jangled feels like? Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried going without the packets one day? Have you ever tried a sugar alternative like Xyla or something xylitol? Not Truvia. I don't like that. Not good. Processed 47 times, so that green packet is no different than the yellow, pink, and blue, just so you know. But have you ever tried switching something up, taking that chance, maybe stevia in the raw, and maybe trying it by being in a restaurant and they offer it, because I saw that when I was on my addiction summit in Rhode Island, so you could try that and see if you like it instead of, committing to the $9 box only to find that like, oh, nope, same aftertaste as Truvia for me, not having it. Have you ever changed things up just to see? Just to try it, just to see if you're looking, if you're at where your feet are today and you look down and you say, how do I feel this morning based on what I did for myself yesterday? The exercise, the water, the enough fiber, the enough sleep. It's just the choices that you made. Are you doing something like Weight Watchers where you can have all the free fruit you want and you might be overloading your blood sugar? But it's free, so every time you think you're hungry versus thirsty, have you ever identified thirst versus hunger? When I'm bored, I automatically think I'm hungry. I'll have a glass of water. Yeah, I was thirsty. Or it satisfied something, so I killed that boredom, gotta eat something, right? Paying attention. What works for you guys isn't what might work for me. What works for me might not work for you. But that's why I love this website, because we're all free to do what works for us and talk about it. And nobody's going to flame somebody, although every now and then it happens. There's a couple of people that it's their way or the highway. Okay, I read them with amusement. I don't comment, and I let the other people do it. That's how I handle it. because there is a part of it that's great to read, great to hear, and we learn, and what you put in writing sometimes may not come from your heart as clearly as you want it to come. And so maybe that's a place where you can look for your personal best as well. But follow your heart, follow your gut, look at yesterday. What worked? What made you feel the best that you want to feel on your way of, life is just a journey of baby steps getting to where it's like, okay. Not that you're going to coast, but you're going to be okay with yourself where you are today. It's a process. And until we die, let's hope that we can still process and make choices. You're making a choice to be here and listen. Isn't that a good choice? A good kickoff to your day. You're making a choice when you read what people comment on the Facebook page or the YouTube channel, Keep commenting, keep watching, keep being willing to be willing. That's what I got from all my years of recovery, and I bring it to my food recovery because it's just as important. Have a wonderful day. Until the next time, this is Sarah needing to get going to work. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.